on, guys? My name is Gaudy Stream, and in today's video we're going to be going over my personal opinion of the killer ranking in Dead by Daylight. So for the S tier, first gonna have the nurse. So the nurse is a pretty easy one because she could just blink through anything at all. And of course you could try and juke her, but once she catches on what you're doing, then she'll adjust and you're screwed. Unless it's a bad nurse and it doesn't adjust. And now we're gonna be moving on to the hillbilly. And this one is just because he could move around to the generators and patrol them so quickly and efficiently that it would be really hard for survivors to do generators. And his add-ons make him can make him really good. You can make him the Drift King. You could make him, trying to think of some other ones. He could rev up his chainsaw really fast, so they have pretty much no chance to get away. And he could be really good if you know how to hit your chainsaw. And now we have the Spirit. She's the queen of mind games. So what that means, she could just either not phase at all when she's at a pallet or a vault and hopefully make them vault it, or make them run, and then she could phase in that direction and then get an easy hit on them, or she could just straight up just phase right at them, and then later on she could keep on phasing right at them. So then later on in the game, she could just not phase at all, and then she'll get another easy hit. And there's just so much that the Spirit could do. And with pallets, it could pretty much just be a 50-50, because you do not know where the Spirit's going to be. And that could lead to her just hitting you. And she could also be pretty good. What I like doing is, if I'm at a pallet, I would fake phase and see where they're gonna run to, and then I'll phase and follow them, like I said, and then get another hit. But the Spirit could be really, really powerful if you know how to use her. And now, moving on to the A tier, I'm actually going to put Ghostface in. So the reason I'm putting Ghostface in the A tier is because it could be insanely hard to get him out of his little mode of his night shroud. So if you can't get him out of his night shroud, then he'll get you exposed, and he'll make you die. And then it's pretty much almost not fair against the Ghostface. He doesn't have a heartbeat. He doesn't have a red stain. He could expose you. That's very powerful. You have to know how to expose them. And I'm trying to learn, but it's very hard. And now, to continue the A tier, I'm also going to put the Legion in here. So the reason I'm putting the Legion in here, first I just want to say I hate the Legion playing against him. He's so annoying. But he's very powerful because he has, he could delay the game so long until he just kills all of you guys. and there's no point of healing against this man, pretty much, because you have to do generators, and one of his perks makes it so you can't do generators with another survivor, so no gen rushing, and it's like this man is very powerful, and he's very annoying in the fact where if your timer runs out and you have to keep mending and he finds you, then you're dead, because you have to keep mending, or if you let go, then you die. So there's like almost no hope against this man, and he could vault pallets, he could run very quickly at he could vaults very quickly, and it's insane what he could do. Like, it's almost not fair, and that's why I'm putting the Legion at the A spot. And also, he could just hit you with his power, and then he could run up very close to you and then just let go of it, and then he could hit you again. So there's so much that the Legion could do to just kill you, pretty much. And that's why there's a lot of DCs when you play Legion. Alright, and now, moving on, I also am going to put the clown here. So the reason for this is because he could pretty much just block when you have to go to like a pallet. He'll throw his after-piece tonic, and then you'll slow down, and he'll also do it to vaults. He could throw it right at you to make you really slow, and he also has an add-on that makes it so if he hits you with the after-piece tonic, then you're exposed. And another one where you suffer it with the exhaustion effect. So the clown can be very powerful for just blocking off stuff. And speaking of blocking off stuff, one of his perks, Bamboozle, to just completely block off a window after he blocks it. So the clown is just the end of Killer Shack, pretty much. So if you want to take the clown to Killer Shack, just don't. You'll die. And now, to finish off the A tier, I'm gonna have Michael. So the shape has the power to stalk survivors, or he could not, to just stay with no heartbeat and just keep on pulling off survivors off generators and surprising them. And the only bad part about that though is that he has like no lunge and he's pretty slow, but like he could just keep on stalking survivors though and get it all the way to like where you just need to stalk like just one more, like an inch more, and then he'll get to his exposed, so tier 3, and then he could just like insta down the survivor that he was just on, and hopefully he can get more. But his add-ons are also very powerful, because he has an add-on that makes it so he has tier 3 forever, another add-on, and there's another add-on which makes it so when he gets to tier 3, he could just mori a survivor, or kill them by his hands. And when he combines those two together, That may not be fun for Mako though, because it'll take forever to get to tier 3. So that's the bad part about doing that, but he can be very powerful. And now, moving on to the B tier, I'm gonna put the Huntress in here. So, the Huntress could hit survivors for hatchets, yeah, but I'm putting her, I would put her in the A tier, but it's just a little easy to dodge your hatchets. Because all you have to do is pretty much just look behind you and just pretty much just dodge and just go one way, and then like you turn this way and you just run the other way, and pretty much you'll make your mess. And most Huntresses, if you're just like running straight and you just turn, then they'll just keep on throwing it straight. So it's not too hard to dodge your hatchets. But a good Huntress will try to predict where you're gonna go and dodge, and then maybe hit you. But most Huntresses, at least at my rank, don't. And now I'm gonna put the Hag in here. So the Hag could be pretty strong if you pretty much just like block off like the killer shack and if your traps, and the pretty much just make like you have to put down all your traps as a Hag. You cannot like just not do that, because then that would not be really good for you, because you need survivors to step in it so you can teleport and get a hit on them. So usually what I would do when I'm playing the Hag is I put them like behind pallets, never in pallets, you also get stunned by the pallet. Maybe like stuff like Dimitri if you're in the Cold Wind farm. And the generators and just stuff like that. Just as long as you put down like all of your traps as the Hag, you should be fine. But all you have to do to dodge the Hag's traps though is just crouch or just burn them with your flashlight, and that's not too hard, especially now that a lot of survivors are running urban evasion, which is kind of dumb. But now moving on, I am going to put the Wraith here. So the reason for this is that the Wraith could pretty much easily get the first hit on a survivor whenever he gets out of cloak form. But then he gets pallet looped for days and just ran around forever. And it's just like the Wraith has no power to help him get out of it. And even if it tries to get to cloak form to move faster to catch up to them and tries to come out of his power, some Wraiths do this and then they don't like it because they get stunned by a pallet right after. And they are not able to turn into their power because of that. And oh, that's not fun as the Wraith. But now moving on to the C tier. This is where the killers aren't that good. First one's gonna be Leatherface. So some Leatherfaces are good, don't get me wrong. But then there's some when if you're just like hugging a wall, they just hit the wall. And that's all you have to do to dodge their chainsaw. Or they just like rev their chainsaw way too early, and then they don't even have a chance to get you. And it's just really easy to dodge his chainsaw. But it's just like, there's no way that this man could really be that good unless you rev your chainsaw directly like next to the survivor, or if you are really good at like hugging walls as him and not like running into the wall with your chainsaw. And now I'm going to put the pig here. So I'm not saying that the pig's bad yet, but the reason why I'm putting the pig this low is because soon, I'm pretty sure they're gonna add that there is no endgame piggy, if you know what I'm talking about. So you may not be able to put a trap on a survivor's head at the end, and it would blow up when they run out. It would not blow up when they run out. So they would be able to run out of the exit with a trap on their head. And that's pretty much like a big power of the pig, is doing that. So that's pretty much like the only reason I put the pig this low, is because of that. But also, you can be like a stealth pig, which could be pretty good. So again, with most of these killers, you just have to know how to use them. And now I'm going to put the doctor in here. And the main reason for this is because usually what I like to do is shock them to almost tier 3 or tier 3. But that takes a really long time to do. And it makes it so that they could get generators. So it's just like, I like this guy. Like, he's fun to play as. Like, I like his power where it fakes pallets and where you pretty much almost can't throw down pallets when you're in tier 3. But I don't know. And now we're also gonna put the trapper in here. This is just a basic killer, just the trapper, but of course the good trappers will trap off like infinites and the killer shack window and maybe even like the pallet and stuff like that. I don't know. So I don't play trapper at all because there's just so much better killers. Because he like almost doesn't even have power. Yes, there's some good add-ons for this guy, where if you break a trap, you disarm a trap when you're healthy, then you get injured. Or if you get out of a trap and then you go down, that's Sydney. But other than that, it's just not good. And now we're going to move to the plague. The plague. So she is very fun to play as, just throwing up on survivors. But boy, does it take up time. it takes up so much time to do that, and they get done generators so quickly. So you absolutely need Ruin for this killer, I find. So it's just, I don't know, but you have to get them, you have to drop on them until they get to the broken status, and then you'll be able to hit them. But I do like how when they cleanse, you'll be able to do the corrupt purge. Now that is very good, because you can just absolutely dominate survivors with that. But it just takes up way too much time for this killer, so that's why she's in the C tier. And now moving on to the D tier. Oh, do I wonder who this is? Oh, Freddy, how are you bad? I don't really want to talk too much about this, because you probably all know how this man is that bad. But I'll explain anyways. He has to pull a survivor into the dream state before he could hit them. So he may not hit a survivor instantly, which is just horrible. I don't understand why they did that. Actually, I do understand why they did that, but hopefully their update will actually do something for this man. Hopefully. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this killer ranking. I'm probably gonna do videos like this in the future. Like, I may do a survivor ranking based on the 3 teachable perks. I'll think about it. But for now, I'll see you all in the next one.